Best friend one.
So this is my best friend Rickstar. It is a match made in astrology heaven because I'm a Leo and she's a Virgo. It works out perfectly. And we both, live here in the United States, but she lives in a different state, so she drove literally almost 1,000 miles to see me. You know that's real friendship. So after introducing the dogs and getting some rest and relaxation, the first thing we had to do was go to the Waffle House. And before you're like, what? Waffle House? Why? Well, you see, because they don't actually have a Waffle House up there, and the Waffle House is a staple of the United States. Not only because they're limited and also delicious menu that they cook right in front of you, but...
Alright, so I tried to include this whole Wikipedia page thing, but it didn't work, so pretty much here's the quote, and you can go look for the Wikipedia page on if Waffle House closes yourself. But if you get there and the Waffle House is closed, that's really bad. And that is from the guy that was the head director of FEMA at the time, and he did this whole study into Waffle House because, there was this whole thing about how, if the Waffle House closes, then everything's really bad. It's the time to panic. And so he went looking into it because the Waffle House in Joplin, Missouri didn't close during a tornado that ended up actually destroying a couple of buildings. But anyways, the point of that was, he was like, why? Why didn't you have to close? And ended up finding out a tremendous amount about Waffle House that changed how they do things in a lot of businesses. So this is actually where they talk about the panic scale a little more. We talk about how it's the reputation of the Waffle House for staying open during extreme weather and for reopening quickly, albeit sometimes with a limited menu. So now they talk a little bit more about the limited menu and how that is for times when there is no power or limited supplies. They rarely reach these levels, but they have a Waffle House index. It is legitimately green, yellow, and red, depending on if they have power or damage, and how many food supplies and if their generator's running. So it's actually a really cool system that, I think I said earlier, other businesses adapted this system because the Waffle House can pretty much stay open under extreme circumstances. And even if something extreme takes place at a Waffle House, they can often either reopen or service limitedly for the time being, because Waffle House. So this is us at the Waffle House, and like I said, limited options. You pretty much get waffle, toast, eggs, and hash browns. And the options are things to cover those in, and it is amazing. This is the amazing Sheikah Von Hot Dog. Of course, I had to show her off. She is beautiful and gorgeous, and she's so much fun to be around. I'm so happy I got to see her again. Now the best part, hiking to the haunted tunnel on Gold Camp Road. Alrighty, so this is actually the road to the third tunnel. The new road goes down there. That's the only road you can drive, and it goes down and around this portion of the mountain now. The old road actually comes up a dirt road through two of the other tunnels. Spooky time. So Gold Camp actually used to go further up through the mountain. It was the red line, now it's the blue line. As you can see here, it only lists 5, but there is a total of 9 tunnels through the mountain connecting this road, or now to be known trail. There's tons of different stories of what happened up here, between mining stories and mining accidents to a story of a school bus that was going through this tunnel that we're on our way up to, the third tunnel. And at some point it collapsed and the school bus got stuck and trapped, and eventually the children that were on the bus became spirits that now haunt the trails and all of the tunnels in the series. 2 of these tunnels are at the bottom of that first gravel road, and you can actually drive through them. Some of the rumors are if you put your car in neutral in the second tunnel, it will be pushed uphill, defying the laws of gravity. Some people have reported seeing handprints on the back of their car from somebody pushing it, as well as many people say that they can hear the children's laughter as they're walking the trails or just in the tunnels in general. The energy of this place is pretty spooky, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I think it's a very fun place to go. And as for the views, it is absolutely beautiful. Ooh, spooky. We've made it to the third and haunted tunnel. It is super fun up here, honestly. As spooky as we make this sound, it is a really cool place. Yes, there is a giant gate covering it, They apparently put this up in like the 80s, they say, but I don't know, I wasn't around in the 80s to know. They claim this was still a drivable road back then too, so like I'm not sure about any of this anymore, to be honest. But this has been there since I was a kid, and we've always slid through this and nobody's changed it, so yeah. I don't feel any guilt going in here. It is super cool. The only thing that's a little weird is how much that has sunken. Like, yes, you always have to go down in there a bit, but honestly, that hill up and what I'm about to fall into is a lot deeper than it has been in the past, which did definitely scare me. As you can see, there's all sorts of cool graffiti all over the walls, and there's definitely a ton of sharp rocks everywhere, so like in here you want to be extra careful. So I'm not gonna lie, I thought about deleting this part, but it looks kind of funny, me like nearly tripping but not entirely tripping over all of these tiny rocks that I'm about to walk over. Because ultimately, to get from one side to the other, you kind of just have to. But yeah, it's talent. It takes talent because they are sharp and owies. Alright, so now we get to the first like super crazy thing, this piece of metal out of the ground. Now, there were two pieces of metal in the ground the last time I was here, but I was a lot younger, and they both kind of stuck up out of the ground, and they were super creepy because you always brought a flashlight up into the third tunnel because you didn't want to get scraped by this metal, and you'd have a really, really bad day, obviously. So we always brought lights with us to avoid these pieces of metal in the ground. So when I got there this time, this one was pulled all the way up out of the ground, and I was like, oh my god, no way, that's crazy. And the other one is still in the ground. It is still very sharp and very scary, but here you can also see the other side of the actual road. Maybe not, because I suck. Hey, we turn back around, go me. So there is the other side of the road that would continue and go to the other town, you know, through the other, technically 6 tunnels, even though I only showed you 1 tunnel, but we went to 3 to get here. There are some dynamite holes in the rock, and what I would guess is a crate hole from where they put a crate of dynamite into the rock and then blew it out thinking that would be a good idea because that used to be a thing, and then it really wasn't a good idea because it caused way more problems than they thought it was going to be. Mining history. It's super fun and it's a super mess. Anyways, I tried to take some pictures of us with my camera on auto time, and somebody else helped me and they still came out blurry, so we thought that was honestly one of the creepiest things ever. It's tattoo time! Let's admit it, we know this is the only reason you're here. And honestly, I don't know what happened to my footage because some stuff happened with my phone and I had to take care of that. Next thing I knew, it was gone. But we went to this place called Infamous Ink and saw this dude, Carlos. All I gotta say is Carlos is freaking amazing. Alright, here you go, you guys. So this is what we gave Carlos as our inspiration. We were like, do what you want with it. You know, just roll with it. You're an artist. It'll look amazing. He blew our minds. That was better than we ever in a million years expected to get. So on the off chance you happen to watch this, thank you so much, Carlos. Everybody check out Infamous Ink. Best ink ever. And still, I don't feel like anything I've told you or could have told you here would have done honest justice to how amazing my friend Rickstar really is. She has taught me so much in life and about friendship. And maybe the most important thing, it's not about how close you guys are together in distance, but how much you guys bring to each other's lives and how much you guys can help each other when each other needs us. Thanks for always being there, Rickstar. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you waiting for this? Not on my Christian Minecraft server. No, no, no.